Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with what is going to be match number 1 between Flipside Tactics and Navi on map 1. That's going to be Overpass now. We've already seen that Flipside has, they've produced some upsets at some points, but you can already see this two-man stack working very nicely for Guardian and, of course, his teammate who helped him get the opening headshot on the offense side. They just have 2 upgraded pistols, but actually that's pretty big when you are talking about the terrorist side and the push power, sometimes even the firepower, the advantage that you're going to need in some situations. It can be very difficult to work these angles, but Navi's Guardian is doing it quite nicely. He says, I don't need an AWP to work magic. Now World Edit's coming in. He'll be getting that frag onto Guardian after quite a bit of damage got done to World Edit. We can also see a stack coming in here from Shara and company trying to defend what will be bomb site B. HP is almost a null factor at this stage in the game, but we can of course see that Edward is going to be working his way into water connector, and this is looking most likely going to be a B execute. As you can see, the damage has been done, exchanged from both sides, but Seized manages to finish off what Guardian starts on a World Edit, although there was that refrag in between. There is going to be a Tech 9 onto Flamey, and he's going to be trying to use that as magnificently as possible. 1 HP remains on Seized here, but Flamey holds his flank. Just has to land 1, maybe 2 more bullets, that's about it, but it's going to be trades across the board, and we'll be seeing the pistol round go to the terrorist side. Very nicely done coming in from Navi, and of course getting that opening frag with the P250 was very critical in many regards. I mean, World Edit, he can be one of the... It's hard to describe this player's caliber. He can show up on some maps, on others he can't. But the question is this going to be one of those maps where he does show, or is it going to be one where he simply bites the dust? We've got the forced buy round coming in now from the counter-terrorist side. I believe that was Blade dropping a scout for his teammate, if not the other way around. Not quite too terribly much friendly fire happening here. But I gotta say, Edward going in, getting shut down. This is actually pretty big, and it's working out in favor of Flipside. You can see Blade getting 1, and now it's 1 versus 3. Edward does have an AK on his person. He's going to be trading a little bit of HP. Does come out on top against Blade, but it's still 2 versus 1. 1 versus 1 now. World Edit does have the scout on hand. He's coming in for the flank. Catches him with the scout. Perfect angle, and that is going to be Flipside taking the force buy round. I feel like what happened was Navi simply took that round a little bit too fast, might have undermined and underlined some respect coming from these players. As you can see, Shara going in there, getting a very critical triple kill. I do apologize, I just had my lunch. Trying to bring myself back into the tone of things. This is some awful casting on the post-pistol round, but now here we go. Edward's going to turn that corner. He might find an opening frag here, but instead it'll be just Waylander shutting him down, denying the Juan Deeg. World Edit gets Guardian. Right now we've got Zeus in connector area, and he might be able to make something critical happen here. He's got to move rather quickly. There's someone waiting for him at the top of that, but we now see our flip side, I believe, Famas Toter. I think that's Waylander to his right. No, I'm sorry, it was World Edit, it was. But Flamey's gonna get 1 in the background. Zeus stuck on reload, gonna jump to avoid that aim, but Blade using the USPS gets himself a double kill. Nicely done. And now they're going to be salvaging everything, even the upgraded pistols coming in from the terrorist side. So, bit of a rough third round coming in for Navi, and now Flipside, they've got the defender's advantage on top of the firepower advantage, and most likely what will be the utilities advantage going into the third round. But here we go. Firepower, utilities, everything. only a handful of upgraded pistols coming in from the Na'Vi side of things, looking like a very heavy B execute. No one's behind Toxic Barrels right now, so it feels as though Flipside is not in an adequate position to adequately capitalize on the situation. Nonetheless, we'll be seeing Markelov coming in from Connector at water area. And through Monster, we'll be seeing Shara, Blade carrying their weight. Blade gets himself a double kill. Blade, excuse me, and Markelov comes in for his double with a MP9. And quite the bigger bank to build off the back of that. So question is he going to upgrade his weapon now, or is he going to just hang on to what he's got? And indeed, Markelov will be swapping out that MP9 for an M4. Spent quite a chunk of change on putting some weapons in his hand this round. So now maybe Na'Vi have a way to fight their way back into this map. 3 to 1 in terms of round score, but at this moment in time, I also want to highlight that Zeus only has a Tech 9 in hand. Some walling going through. One bullet will connect with Zeus at the very least. Now Edward is waiting for his opportunity to strike. The smoke goes down on the Molotov that's meant to slow down the push. And they can only push through this if they're feeling comfortable and confident. But Markelov sees the shadow. He shoots through that. He's now going to toss in a fragmentation grenade. That is going to do a significant amount of damage. But the story here is Shara finishing off Seized. Edward now going to trade a headshot with someone else. And Markelov waiting for that entry at Monster. Shara gets one in the background, one more, so he's gotten away with a double kill at this point in time. But World Edit, I think he knows what's on the other side of Monster right now, and that's why he's kind of pre-aiming this corner. He didn't actually see the jump transfer coming in from Guardian there, so Guardian actually gets away with using that lack of information. Maybe, just maybe Markelov heard the jump, but Zeus takes down Shara at that angle. At long last, the terror has been shut down, but the bomb is still down. That's going to be Markelov getting one. The headshot he needed to land was landed, and indeed it is going to be Waylander against Zeus, 1 versus 1. They've been on top of the trade so amazingly, and now that's actually Waylander revealing his position at the right time to take down Zeus. Even salvages the AWP, but this was an expensive round for the counter-terrorist side. No bomb plant coming in from Na'Vi means that they're going to be back to something of a quasi-buy, maybe upgraded pistols, maybe some armor, maybe something shenanigan-like, but let's not forget the fact that this was a costly round to the counter-terrorist side. You can see open trade coming at the very beginning of the round there. Force buy, am I reading this right, from Na'Vi? Well, let's see if it works out in their favor or not. We do have 4 rounds on the board for the counter-terrorist side, but they've also got 4... all of them have, at the very least, have a rifle. We do have an AWP on World Edit. He's waiting for someone to turn that corner. Actually, pre-fires a little bit there. Waylander, did I see that right? No, I'm sorry, that was Guardian who's now poked up in a forward position. He gets caught in bathrooms. 35 HP is removed from his person. That's going to be Edward dueling with World Edit. Waylander gets the opening frag of the round. Spray down by Edward will take down World Edit. He does not make anything happen with that AWP. Blade coming now as he's trying to remove Edward from this game. It's going to be Markelov instead. Blade coming in by Armored Truck will find Flamey, but Flamey comes out on top with only a sliver of HP. It's now 2 versus 3. Na'Vi has the weapons, but we've got Seized missing armor. He can't adequately face this head on. He's going into the smoke and he's going to play it sneaky, finishing what his teammate starts. So Na'Vi is now feeling back in the swing of things. 4 rounds to 2. You can see very humble expressions on their face. Flipside tactics themselves are not looking too bad either. But at this stage, you can see that their economy was definitely worn down in round 6. I'm sorry, round 5, where they got that very expensive win. They had 3 FAMASes to that extent. It's going to be Seized making the opening frag. Blade getting another. I'm sorry, Blade was taken down from the equation, is what I meant to say, rather. It's almost reflexive that I said that. I apologize. Waylander waiting for Zeus to overextend. Will be taking him down. Back to 4 versus 4. Firepower advantage is predominantly existent for Na'Vi right now. 3 AK-47s on their persons. Waylander really lit there, and I'm not sure if C's actually saw him at that location or if he just decided to fire through the smoke. At any rate, we now see that Na'Vi is in a 4 versus 1 scenario in their favor. Markov, the last man standing, he only has one desire, and that is to hold on to that M4 until the next round. This has been a forced buy, and it is their second round in a row that they have lost, so they stand to make 2,400 off the back of this round. Markelov has revealed his position. He will be picking up that AK-47. He's got 42 HP and he's being chased down. Tosses now a Molotov to try and cover his tracks, but it looks like he might just be headed off by Edward if he's not careful. Indeed, that is the case. Bit of a sour expression on his face. Here we go. C is going in. I think this is what we missed earlier on. He does make the opening frag. And then this is that follow-up one. Spray down, and then what was presumed to be the shot in the dark that took down Waylander. It's probably very, very cold in the E-League studio, as I have experience being in a television studio myself, and it can be quite chilling in such locations. I'm not entirely sure why. You can see the players kind of puffing on their hands a little bit, blowing warm air onto it. But right now, it's Flipside at 4 rounds to 3 of Na'Vi. They don't have the weapons to deal with this. But maybe Zeus, he's going to go in and get one frag, maybe another. We see Edward and company overpowering Waylander, and there's a bit of a surround here on his Zeus. They might be able to get away with that MAC-10. Indeed, that is the case. Scouting information, he saw at least 2 players at bomb site B. He says, hey guys, plant A. And that's about all the information that they needed. Going to be seeing Blade trying to come into a preemptive position to cut off Guardian. Instead, it turns out that Guardian says off with his head to Blade. The rest of this game seems to be resting on going counter-terrorist hunting. We'll be seeing Markelov sticking with that MAC-10, but I mean, to what advantage, really? I mean, the next round should be something of a full buy round or close to it for the counter-terrorist side. Nicely done by Markelov. He's going to try and make this an expensive round. Gets the AK-47, but looks like he'll be cut off here, indeed, by Guardian once again. I'm sorry, by Guardian, not once again. Check that out. Na'Vi lost to Luminosity Gaming at an end score of 16-2 on Overpass for MLG Dallas. I actually saw that, but I can't remember how big of an economic advantage that actually, or not economic advantage, but how big the advantage was going in for the CT side, or rather the Brazilian Bravos. Gonna be Blade stuck on his lonesome at bomb site A. We'll get one first time. Looks like he is going to be traded almost immediately. Nicely done. This seems to be going in the favor of Flipside, as you can see, barely by about 18 HP and 1 rifle advantage. Blade's position revealed. He'll be backpedaling, and that unfortunately puts him in a position where he's grouped up with a teammate, so that means they can fall back to secondary defensive positions. Markelov alive with 43 HP. Na'Vi now has to make a choice. Do they push forward with this, or do they try to survive with the weapons that they have in hand? Looks like it's going to be the former. At least an attempt for the former. This can be a very dangerous position. Here we go. Shara and Markelov Blade, they make the hold happen, and now Na'Vi has reset a little bit. The question is, with those last 3 rounds in a row, did they accumulate enough money to force a rebuy? Looks like they have. It's going to be 4 AK-47s and an AWP. If we check the buy very carefully, we can see the only deficiency lies in Edward's lack of utilities. Looks like, I mean, obviously it looks like an A execute for the time being, but the question is, what's the intricacy of it looking like? Because if I'm looking at this correctly, you've got seized, headed, I mean, he's in the middle of water connector, maybe back towards monster now, but that's a 3-man defense going to bomb site B. We can see that seized somehow comes out on top with an exchange with only 6 HP left on him. Maybe communicating with someone else. He's blind firing through that smoke right now, but with the information that was given by Shara's sacrifice, they should see only 1 terrorist there. So this could get some wheels turning right now with the counter-terrorist side and think to themselves, okay, how much manpower do we need to commit to bomb site A? And they see nothing outside of monster, which is an even bigger tell. What with, I think that is, yeah, that's definitely Markelov poking forward. Five terrorists remain, 23 seconds remain, and they tried to sell a fake for A. Looks like they've made it happen for the most part, but there's more than enough time here to rotate from the counter-terrorist side. 16 seconds remain. Markelov is the only one on bomb site B. Guardian kind of spearheads the anti-defense here. 9 seconds remain, and that's going to be Seized and Guardian just tag teaming their way to victory. World Edit is going to now try and stop that AWP. Very nicely done by Na'Vi, selling a fake for bomb site A. With just what was initially a lack of presence, it looked like it may have actually been an accident that they had done this. They just tried, you know, poking around a little bit at bomb site B. And I mean, what's even more difficult in that position is Markelov. Yeah, he went forward through monster a little bit. He's like, hey guys, there's nothing here. That really only got 1 man's rotation off of that. But there's the opening card by Seized we all missed, rather. So now it's going to be flip side back to Eco. 4 upgraded pistols will be the order of the day. The question is, will this be the recipe that satisfies their hunger for victory against Na'Vi? They are getting a little bit aggressive here, but Shara was just appropriately blinded. Seized. Gonna go over the Molotov a little bit to do some damage here, but now it's Blade versus Edward, and Edward wins this. He's gonna check that corner, take down World Edit, and I believe that's 2 to his name. Gets away with $1,200. That is, you know, a lot more money than you would think. So after this round, I imagine what's going to be happening is maybe we'll be seeing Edward dropping that Mac 10 for an AK-47 purchase. Because what you're supposed to do in this situation is just basically get yourself above 3250 in terms of economy. Guardian showing off his nice little P250 Asimov skin. Looks like he might actually be finding the last counter-terrorist. Instead, it's actually going to be the other way around. And Waylander gets away with the AWP. He says, hey guys, look at what I got. Do we want a full buy? Do we want a force buy? I mean, this isn't going to be pretty, obviously, if they do that. In fact, World Edit's going to have to go with FAMAS and Kevlar if he does that. And it looks like we're going to have Markelov doing that much, while we have... Yeah, okay. So what happened there is World Edit purchased an M4 for a teammate. Can't remember who... Can't quite identify who it was. But here we go now. It's now 5 rounds for Flipside to the 6 of Na'Vi. And this is about as evenly split as it's going to be. We can see Na'Vi get away with a maximum of 10 rounds to their name, but check out the defense already coming in. Markelov, boom, boom. Headshot, headshot. It's going to be Edward and C's getting the refrag, so it's back to 3 versus 3 now. It was at 1.3 versus 5, technically speaking, but the positioning is something phenomenal. Markelov picks up his teammate's M4 and will now be trying to hold bomb site B, but no further commitment coming in from the terrorist side just yet. Nothing confirmed, but looks like I like this move. Seized spots Waylander. Waylander does not see Seized. This angle is actually particularly good for killing anyone who might be trying to go into heaven. But check that out. And also I just learned that Seized found a new angle to take down someone at Toxic. They have the man advantage going to bomb site B. Guardian's going to get that opening frag. And now last man standing is World Edit. He's stuck saving his AWP once again. Bomb planted, 22 seconds remain. I don't think World Edit is looking to win this round. Instead, he's trying to hold on to AWP, and if he does manage to do so successfully, then we're talking about mission accomplished. Really, the big bonus is if he's able to get any exit frags, that's more to his advantage. Gets one on Edward, nicely done. His location is now revealed. Now Guardian is going to be actually creeping forward to World Edit's position. This could work against him. Oh boy, he spotted him. There it is, the overpeak coming from Guardian, now being exploited by World Edit, and looks like Seized is actually taking the long way around to try and hunt down World Edit, but it may not come to life. This turns out to be more expensive than it needs to be for the terrorist side, because in that situation, if everyone's making AK kills on the terrorist side, we're talking about Na'Vi, of course. If they make 5 AK kills, that's $1,500 bomb, or excuse me, 4 AK kills, that's $1,200 bomb plant, 300 more, 1,500. Add 3,500 per player, then you're talking about multiplying that times 5, you're talking about 1,750. After that math is done, you combine that with the bomb plant and frags, and that brings it to $19,000. Na'Vi, however, has to spend $4,700 on each player that died, not including the AWP player, which is not exponentially more, but about $2,000 more. Waylander makes the opening frag with only an upgraded pistol. Might be facing off against Guardian, but instead decides to backpedal. Doesn't have any weapon to salvage there. Guardian's going to salvage him, coming back for the cheese, much like a mouse trap to the mouse. It's going to be Zeus getting the bomb plant. Shara's on site, and he's the last man standing. Only has a 5.7 in hand. If he's able to get any frags off of this, he's good to go. I don't think, obviously the goal here is not to win, it's just basically to make it a more expensive win for the terrorist side. What I mean to say, but in Shara's position is, you know, he's typically, this is basically more or less over, but if he can, you know, get them to expend another $4,700, that's what we're talking about. So back to that lecture at hand, with how much it costed the terrorist side on the round before this one. If you're talking about being on terrorist side, buying smokes, 2 flashes, and a fragmentation grenade, no Molotov or anything like that, you're talking about spending $4,700 per player. You multiply 4,700 times 4, and then you've got 16,000 plus 4 times 7, 20, 18,800. And then when the bomb detonation happens, so you essentially deduct 18,800 from 19,000, and that's basically the profit margin that Na'Vi had made off of that round. Blade caught in an awkward position against Edward here, will be taken down after a 1-1 trade was made, or rather a double kill was made by the counter-terrorist side, so that's definitely not working in Flipside's favor right now. Seized, however, manages to bring it back to 3-3, and they're already on site. Guardian is waiting in position for someone to go by dumpster entrance to bomb site A. And with that being said, now World Edit has 2 flashbang grenades and a smoke on hand. Waylander manages to take down Seized. Markelov going to push forward here. Flashbang grenade tossed out. Edward and Seized are in a bit of an awkward position. There's a disconnect in the background. World Edit brings it back to 1 versus 1. He's got to win this. He's actually forced to overpeak in this position, but does he have a kit? Does he have a kit? He has a kit! He has a kit! What is he doing? He had enough time! Does he not realize this? Oh my god. I'm not... I can't say with certainty, but I was... I could have sworn he had enough time for the defuse. Not sure why we're looking at the facial expression here of our Navi Nomad. This is a little bit interesting, but it looks like it's a tactical timeout, maybe? No. There it was. Okay, so you see Edward there. Boom. 1. He's looking for the second. Finds it. Gets refragged by World Edit, and I guess that might have been a mistake by the production crew. But I'm thinking this is a tactical timeout. We'll be right back. Oh, it's definitely a technical timeout because one of the players disconnected. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't you guys go away. Alright guys, the technical timeout has ended, and now we are back with the last round of the first half. And as it stands right now, Navi is a little bit slated to take that. But as it stands right now, a little bit of aggression coming in from the Flipside side of things. We're talking about, of course, being pushed up on restrooms, and of course we'd see that coming in from Blade, but nothing to be capitalized on just yet. Navi is actually inching forward in this position. They could actually be, I wouldn't say diving forward, but they're kind of in the driving seat right now. At the same time, this is the last round of the first half. They don't want to, and this could potentially, this is essentially the round where economy doesn't matter anymore for both sides. So with that being said, they don't want to just, blow this round or throw it away. So they're going to even play this one just as carefully as they would previous rounds. We can already see that Flamey and Guardian are poking up on long A. They're getting quite a bit of information here. They're like, hey guys, Costa's looking a little bit clear here. Edward is still going to continue with his push towards bomb site B, however. And there's no anti-entry flash going in, but Shar is going to get that opening frag. So good on Flipside putting themselves one leg up in this affair already. We're going to have Way Leader poking, just looking down A long right now. There's a smoke on this location, and Waylander is going to be pushing forward through that smoke. Waylander comes out on top of this. I see the entrance coming from restrooms. That should be a rotation called in. And Zeus, well, he's going to be shut down by Blade. Guardian, however, is there with the refrag onto Blade. Well, that it gets one to his own name, and it looks like it's going to be a knife attempt at the very least. But Guardian is able to bring it to a double kill for his name denies the knife. We're going to be right back after this short break while we go into the break, and then we'll be back with the second half. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, now to what is the second half of map 2, or I'm sorry, map 1 between Flipside Tactics and Navi. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and we're diving into the pistol round now. 4 Kevlars and a utility man will be the order of the day coming in from Flipside, and from the from the Navi side of things, it's going to be 4 and 1. We're talking about, of course, Seized there with the kit and the fragmentation grenade, upgraded pistol in hand. But although bullets have been exchanged, no damage has been received. Still waiting to see what the decision making is going to be. We can see clearly that Flipside, they're trying to execute on the bomb site A right now, but they're looking for that opening. If they can at least get that frag and then stay on top of the trades, they'll be in a grade A position, but they're not able to find that just yet. Guardian gets a spot out. He's probably going to prompt a rotate. Indeed, you can see that coming in from Zeus now. Flamey, not quite so much. Unless I'm looking at this incorrectly. They're coming in now. It looks like the call's been made. Anti-entry fragmentation grenade tossed. It's nothing but air from Seized. The match remains as it is. 31 seconds and no flashbang tossed just yet. It looks like Blade is just about to throw it out. Indeed he does. And it does have its impact, but that only allows the team to get into position, and that's Seized and Guardian holding their ground so well. It's going to be World Edit coming in for the refrag, and now Shara takes one down. Very nicely done coming in from the Na'Vi side of things. Of course, you can see there it is. The first 3 heads, as soon as they got tossed, it was basically more or less GG at that point. But as it stands right now, flip side, they are on upgraded pistols, more or less a force buy. They don't want to have to take that shortcut to victory, but right now they're in that position where they can't afford to lose that many rounds. They've only got 6 rounds of wiggle room to work with, 5 if they want to have a chance at overtime. If they give 6 to Na'Vi, then it's over. That's just it. Conversely, they have to win twice as many rounds as Na'Vi does just to get to overtime right now. It's going to be Zeus checking things out in restroom. He's tossing out a smoke. Guardian's going to get the snipe onto Waylander with an M4 in hand. Flamey gets another one onto Shara this time around. Zeus might be peering into bathrooms a little bit, but he will be shot in the head even after a little bit of aim punch onto Markelov. I'm sorry, no aim punch onto Markelov. Got a spray, and Edward returns with a frag, responds with a frag. It's going to be World Edit taking Seized down with a shot to the head. Execution style will then pick up the FAMAS. He might have a chance of taking down Guardian here. Actually, Guardian himself has a UMP, but not checking his flank will cost World Edit his life. Well, that takes Na'Vi into round 11, and that being said, it should more or less be cruise control on this round in particular. 1 P250 and 4 Glocks, 2 P250s and 3 Glocks coming out from the flip side of things. And it's not very often that we see a team in flip side situation actually come out on top with the win. Go. It's going to be Edward now getting the opening frag. A little bit of reinforcement here. Zeus going to have the MP9 in hand, but looks like everything he was looking for was stolen except for his cleanup kill that he got on the World Edit. Almost a flawless victory, but I believe we saw Zeus there take a little bit of damage, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see the name of the player that I'm thinking of in just a short moment, I'm sure. But we can hear some angry Ukrainian being shouted back and forth. Sorry, that was Guardian who took a little bit of damage last round. I just remember it was the number 9 player, and that was it. But bomb dropped not far outside of spawn, and flip side, they have weapons this round. This, you know, I mean, it might slightly work against them in this position, but Flamey makes the opening frag. I mean to say, if they could actually get a threshold somewhere in a forward location on the map, get away with that open pick, and then play off of that. But bomb's been picked up, and with that information that they have, the little information that they have, that Shara has made with the sacrifice once again, looks like they might be pushing onto a long. Edward is actually backing up right now with an M4 in hand. We're going to be seeing World Edit continuing to press the issue forward a little bit. Sees Tier's footsteps. He knows what's going on here. I mean, he should be able to hold his ground at this location. Shouldn't be too difficult, but the merit that a Molotov that was just tossed at that location should tell our flip side pusher at that location that it's not the best idea to go through connector. I mean, someone knows he's there. World Edit does find a refrag, but Guardian is there for his own refrag. Brings it back to 4-3. Keeping the man advantage there is real for Na'Vi. Guardian, oh my goodness. Catches the tail end of Markelov, but it's enough to take him down. Looks for the no-scope here, can't quite find it. Does World Edit, and he is shut down and out of this world. Na'Vi on defense seem a little bit uncrackable, and although they make very few mistakes here, or rather they make very limited mistakes against Flipside, they still make this into a round that costs them a bit of money. You're talking about, you know, 5,600 per man who falls at the very least. If Guardian goes down, then you're talking about 4,750 plus 1,000 for armor, 5,750 already. Then you kick in the utilities. If it's going to be 2 flashbangs, the smoke, and a frag, then you're talking about another $1,000 even. It's going to be Seized and Zeus getting one, and Flamey getting another. Boom. Just the bomb got planted this round, though, so maybe Flipside will be able to use that to their advantage. Nearly flawless victory coming in once again from the Na'Vi side of things, but the bigger issue is, you know, there's, on a scale of 1 to 10, I rate that at an 8. And the reason is because, 1, the enemy team got the bomb plant down, and 2, if I read that correctly, C's took a little bit of damage. If not, it was Edward. No, I'm completely wrong again. It's Flamey who took a little bit of damage that round. But Flipside on full buy, and it sounds like they might be on tilt just a little bit. This is only map number 1 in this best of 2. Earlier we saw Mouse just essentially glide over Echo Fox with a 2-0 map victory. So now it's going to be Shara coming in and taking down Seized. Guardian saw that player for a good 2 seconds, but he didn't want to half-ass that shot. He brings it back to 4 versus 4 now, and World Edit is now removed from the game. Shara catches Guardian on the fly, however, and that's very nicely done with that headshot. I'm pretty sure we'll catch that on the... Well, that one was even better from Shara. I'm pretty sure we'll catch those on the highlight reel after this round. Triple kill to Shara's name. He's not been denied the chance for the ace just yet. But it looks like Blade will shut down that prospect. Flamey gonna stand there for the refrags, and this looks like a round that maybe we'll be seeing Flipside take for their own. But Flamey, he's all on his lonesome right now. And that's Blade getting a double kill, stealing the prospect of a quad from our CT. I'm sorry, our last T, our opener T there, Shara. Where's the highlight? We're waiting for it, right? There we go. Boom. And then only moments later, another one from a jumping CT, right? Right? We only catch that one. Come on, you're gonna show us the other one, right, guys? Oh well, I guess not. There were actually 2 kind of, I guess you could say, that grade shots coming from Shara there, but I think they were both amazing to make, to say the very least. So I imagine what's happening here is there could potentially be a tactical timeout coming in from one side or the other. To the best of my knowledge, neither side has used theirs just yet, so could be that it was called by Na'Vi, and indeed that is going to be the case. The first round that they lose on the counter-terrorist side, and they have to immediately call in that timeout. But we're going to take things into a short break, and then afterwards we'll be back with the match at hand. So don't go away. And we are back now after what was a... I don't understand why Na'Vi was actually taking their tactical timeout there. I mean, to be honest, I don't see it. I mean, they're on round 14. Yeah, they've got enough money for a full buy, but I guess they don't want to screw this up against Flipside. It was the tactical timeout called by Na'Vi, but of course both sides, I'm sure, had a little bit of time to discuss tactics and how they would carry things into what could be the penultimate round of this game. And penultimate is just a fancy word that means second to last. Checking the spread right now, it seems pretty even coming in from the Flipside side of things, of course. We're talking about them just gradually poking forward every now and then. And looks like Zeus actually gets a little bit overzealous here. That costs him his life. Waylander manages to take him down. Guardian losing quite a chunk of HP there. Still has the AWP in hands, however, and with that being said, maybe they've got something to work with here, but that is a big push coming in, and already we see Edward only able to make one refrag there. He's trying to hold his ground, but try as he might, he cannot hold against a 4-man push onto bomb site A. That being said, now our last Na'Vi player, Seized, is going to try and hold on to that M4 in hand. Let's not forget, by very nature of existence, this is a CT-sided map. I don't exactly see the reason why. We saw Na'Vi call in the tactical timeout. But Seas does manage to find one frag. He's probably going to be looking for another and will indeed find that. This actually turns out to be much more expensive coming in from Flipside than it needs to be. And in fact, we're going to be seeing Na'Vi's last CT headed back towards terrorist spawn. For the time being, everything seems to be looking just fine for him. Opening frag from Waylander there onto Seized. I mean, that's a very critical one, but hello, that's enough money for another full buy coming in from Na'Vi. Interesting. Maybe they know that this was Flipside's choice of map, and with that being said, they perhaps have no fear on it. Even in the present state of this game, we can see that Shara is once again making the opening frag. He's going to get ready to turn that corner. He's looking for that second one, but Flamey shuts him down. Takes quite a bit of damage, however, just about one bullet, and that's about it, though. Four versus 4 now. HP advantage, very, very transparent for Flipside right now. I wouldn't say the end of the world level, but Na'Vi is in a very heated position right now. Four versus 4. Now we're going to be seeing Edward venturing forward through that smoke. He can hear the footsteps. He knows he's behind enemy lines. And it's 3 versus 4. He might have a chance to get something off the back of this. And now he thinks this is going into underground connector. Flamey is on his lonesome on bomb site B. And that's going to be Edward getting one, World Edit another. But if the trade brings it back to 2 versus 2. Seized has not revealed his position yet. And that's going to be Edward getting one. Perhaps we'll be seeing Flamey with the other, maybe not. I'm sorry, Seized with the other, but that's not the case. We're going into match point now. And this is not too pretty of a position to be in for Flipside. They did manage to get 2 wins in a row against Na'Vi. Not an easy accomplishment by any means, but we see it happen nonetheless. The force buy is going to be real for Flipside Tactics, but it's going to be a not so easy one to accomplish. And that being said, I don't think we've actually seen Flipside Tactics expend their tactical timeout against Na'Vi. There's the full buy coming in. If they win this round, they win this round. If they don't, they don't. Zeus missing something, does pick it up, however. M4 on the ground, dropped by a teammate. And that being said, it's now 4 AK-47s against 4 M4s, AWPs on both sides. That's going to be Flamey making the opening frag. One man up, drops down. Seized is going to be rotating to a secondary position as well. Already with a big leg up, but Blade, he exchanges 96 HP for one frag onto Seized. It's going to be Guardian, however, bringing it back to 3 versus 4. Very big HP advantage, but World Edit brings it back to 3 versus 3. Oh boy. Leg shot onto Edward. He's still alive after what was perceived to be a hit to his femoral artery. Blade now taken down by the combined firepower of Edward and Seized. But literally fire and power, but not fire in the sense of a weapon. Missed shot by World Edit. A little bit of a seldom seen scenario, but now it's going to be Markelov making his way into sight for an execution. End score of 8-16. Na'Vi take map number 1. We'll be back with map number 2 very shortly. Don't you guys go away.